Welcome to Asian Flush.
Today we are trying and reviewing Lunar Hard Seltzer.
Lunar was founded in 2019 by two friends, Kevin Wong and Sean Rowe. They started home brewing and according to them, ran over 500 recipes, made multiple trips to Asia to source fruits, and started brewing out of the New York City apartment before scaling.
Lunar positions itself as an Asian Americana in a can. Their mission is to bring Asian flavors and the Asian American experience to the hard seltzer category.
To start off, we've got Lunar Yuzu, a fresh, bubbly version of honey citron tea that features yuzu's iconic floral aroma and tartness.
Cheers.
The thing I don't like, but do like with this is basically at the end when you're done with the drink, it leaves like a citrusy, like bitter note at the end in your mouth. But then like the citron, the yuzu, like kind of lingers in your mouth, and I find that very palatable.
Yeah, for me drinking this, like overall it tastes like a lemon, lime, grapefruit, like all citrus in your mouth with some kind of like rhyme in it. But at the end of the day, I'm kind of thinking like maybe it's like fish sauce in some of us. Like if you smell fish sauce, like if you don't like fish, it stinks. But like some of us and in some of our cultures, like you smell fish sauce and you're like, ooh, where's the food? So I'm thinking this how the fruit is. Like yeah, it might be like a little bit more on the like bitter, rimey taste to it, but that's probably what draws it to a lot of the culture. And now we have Lunar Lychee. Enjoy a sweet, aromatic, and tropical flavor profile that's unique to this fan favorite fruit. Cheers. Yeah, so me drinking this, like, tell you the truth, it's kind of disappointing. I'm like looking for the lychee flavor, the fruity lychee flavor. I'm looking for like the sweetness of the lychee. But tell you honestly, I'm not really getting any of that with this drink. So at the end, this drink is kind of disappointing to me.
Yeah, I kind of agree. When drinking this, I do get a slight flavor of lychee, but it's not like overwhelming. Like if you were to eat like a traditional like lychee fruit, or like having lychee in a boba, like this to me is just very subtle, and I wish it had more flavor with it. And now we got Lunar Korean Plum, proudly infused with real Korean plum syrup. These fruits are fermented into a sweet, woody, and fragrant syrup before finding its way into our seltzer. Cheers! Alright, so like, drinking this overall, I do get some like flavoring, some woodiness and sweetness with it overall, but I really can't compare it to like the Korean plum, just because I haven't eaten a Korean plum yet, and I don't know how the heck that even tastes like, but flavor profile overall, this does taste pretty good.
Tell you honestly, I have never had a Korean plum. Like, I had an Asian pear, but then the flavor is kind of subtle. So I'm thinking like, maybe the Korean plum's flavor profile is kind of subtle and all the other flavors in this drink kind of overwhelms it. But still at the end, like, I couldn't really tell you if I'm tasting the flavor or not. And finally we have Lunar Passion Fruit, a tart and juicy seltzer that'll bring you back to your favorite boba order. Cheers! Yeah, drink this overall, like, I get a bitterness at the beginning, I get a bitterness at the end, but tell you honestly, I don't taste any of the passion fruit flavor in this.
And so like when I'm drinking this overall, it seems like I don't get any of the passion fruit flavor. It seems like there's like a black tea of some sort that really is pronounced to me. And I just really can't get any, besides that I can't get anything with like passion fruit at all. So with our selection from Lunar here today, personally the one I like the most from our selection here today is the Lunar Yuzu. With this one, it just basically tastes like a citrus and citron overall. There was just enough like citron flavor to get it in your mouth, a little bit of sweetness in there, but like basically the citrus taste, they just like lingers and stays in your mouth. And personally this one's probably the best tasting one of our selection here today. So the one I dislike from our selection here today is the Lunar Passion Fruit. Like I said in my description of it, it just tastes like a black tea, and I really couldn't get any of like the passion fruit flavor from it, and it was a bit disappointing because of that.
So of all the selection that we tried today that I didn't like, tell you the truth, I really didn't like the lychee one. The whole reason why it was probably the most disappointing, I was like, I'm looking for a sweetness and a fruitiness of the lychee, but I just didn't get it. So that's why it was my least favorite one, just because it was the most disappointing one. For me, my favorite one was probably the yuzu, just because like it was the most flavorful. The other two there was pretty much just no flavor, or I can't even distinguish what the flavor was. So then I wasn't really tasting anything. It tasted just like, honestly, like another hard seltzer that you're drinking. Just kind of like very minimum flavor, and I'm like, okay, that's probably what it was. That was just very minimum flavor. But with the yuzu one, it was like, I got that citrusy note. Like, yeah, there was a little bit of bitterness in there, but overall, like the citrus flavor there was what I was looking for.
Well, if you made it this far, like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below.
And remember, drink responsibly, my friends.